The Ash, Luttsy and Susie O'Neill podcast.
Just the tips, round 14, unofficially brought to you by Tough Man Refresh.
Tough Man Refresh. The refresh for Tough Man.
It's not a joke if it's unofficial. It is unofficially brought to you by Tough Man
I
Refresh.
wouldn't mind getting a few cases of it brought in.
Yeah.
From Japan.
Yeah, they're only tiny cans. We can get through a can over the course of a Just the Tips podcast.
I was addicted to it over. I had a pre-race.
Is that stuff that it's like the boost juice? It's like the
It's not like boost juice on any level.
no,
it's like
as
a Red
in
Bull.
it boosts your
Oh, yeah.
did something.
Yeah.
It put lead in my pencil. if you
It
know what I mean.
improves blood flow.
Yeah,
It's one of the side effects.
Luttsy, yeah,
Tough Man Refresh.
yeah.
Unexpected but not unwelcome side effect.
No,
Tough
absolutely.
Man Refresh.
Unless you pool deck with him.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah.
And what you guys are
Thankfully,
wearing.
you had those very restrictive pants on, which did
Not
its
that
best to
bad,
hide
mate. I was.
did its best to mask your
People were
arousal.
going, well, what the hell, man? Did Ben Lexon design your swim costume? Or have you just had some Tough Man Refresh? I did my 50 metres in the pool, and there was only that much of me that was actually in the water.
Yeah, exactly.
You saw it just lifted me out.
What do they call it? Did you just say that?
No.
You know, the out of water, what do they call them now? The aqua gliders or whatever.
Oh, the
What do they call them?
what are they called? Yeah,
You were like that. Those surfboards, they're out of the water now.
yeah.
Amazing stuff.
Get around it. Tough Man
Yeah,
Refresh.
Get around. Tough Man Refresh if you get a chance.
I'll tell you what, I should have got.
Hydrofoil. I was like a hydrofoil.
Hydrofoil, that'll
Yeah,
do. Something like that.
I knew we'd
And by the
work out
way,
the joke eventually.
I said arouse then, but I just, in the last podcast there with Chris Jones, he went, what are you saying? I kept saying it aroused my interest. It's like, it's just roused, I think, your interest, not aroused.
Not aroused.
I've been
You know what?
I've been saying it's been arousing my interest now for years.
I've been hearing you guys say it for years.
Is
I
he-
would
he hasn't
I
been
would
saying it?
swear to Christ that it was aroused my interest. That's the term.
I don't think it is because Jones looked at me laughing.
Look
And
it up.
He's
Look
the
at-
editor of the Courier Mail. I think it's roused your interest.
Oh, that's boring.
Unless he's taking the mickey out of me, and it is aroused. But I've been saying it's arousing my interest. See what it is, Ash. He might be taking the piss out of me.
Arouse.
What are you saying? Rouse my interest.
What is another? No, it's saying here that there's.
Is it arouse? Is it rouse or aroused? Rouse and arouse are both
Yes.
used in formal context. Arouse means make someone have a particular feeling. Both lecturers aroused a lot of interest. So they're both right.
So it works.
Rouse means wake someone up. So, I'm rousing you.
Mm.
So arousing is...
Is if you wake them up while you.
I think there's another word for that, actually.
If you're aroused, you rouse someone awake to continue on.
I was aroused, so I roused him.
I tried to rouse him, it didn't work, so then I roused him.
And so I got aroused.
Yes.
And then I roused. No, then I anti-roused. I fell asleep.
All right, that's
there we
all
go.
we've got time for.
Keeping it clean here.
It's called Just the Tips. Apparently not just the tips.
It took us
anymore.
14 weeks, but we finally got here.
I am sending that to Chris Jones. So I was actually right.
I'm spewing on our actual NRL or tipping.nrl, which is where we run our tipping competition. When did it start? Not tonight, ahead of the first game of round 14. Kicked off on Wednesday for the Origin. I didn't know that.
Oh, you got the home team.
What's the competition give you? Default home team. So now I've got that stain against my name. Look at that! Look at that! Look at that arrow there. It's pointing to go. Well, we'll give you a default. As if I would ever tip the friggin' Blues. I don't care if we went out
Hang
there
on,
with...
you. See, I went the other way. I think I got away team.
See, I thought the default setting on our competition is
Isn't it-
default home
isn't it
teams.
ESPN?
It's a no. Ours is run on tipping.nrl. You're involved in a couple. but-
Listen,
I thought,
even
oh,
I feel
shit.
bad that I'm sitting in a tipping competition right now where last week I got 0 out of 5. I have no right to be here.
I did-
Like, this is like, I'm a fraud.
I got one, and that was pretty good for the weekend. No
What'd you
one
get?
did good last week.
One.
Yeah.
Parramatta.
And the thing is, I tipped Parramatta, and then I went home, and the last $10 I had in my account, I thought, I'll throw it on Cronulla. They'll win. I tipped Parramatta, but I reckon Sharks probably will enough for my money. No.
So you're telling me I've been putting my tips in? I thought my ESPN one was doing both. Where am I coming in ours?
I'll have to look.
For God's sake.
I'll have a look. I'm coming
So I was going good.
44th, so I can't scream about that. Anyway,
I'm actually going to put my tips in this way. I've got a family tipping competition. I'm going to see.
That's what I'm doing, but I thought both of them. Anyway.
well, the Dragons raging favourites against the Tigers are 8 in a row losing streak. I actually didn't know it was that bad, but 8 in a row, they're out to have stopped that. The Dragons, though, they're in 11th, up against 16th, the Tigers, but they are $1.33 favourites.
Well, after last week, who the hell knows? I mean, maybe this is when they'll end their 8-game streak. It's got to end at some point. They
Well,
won't lose
Dragons got
forever.
a couple of blokes backing up from Origin. I assume Benny Hunt still is, and he was in good form for the Maroons the other night. I'd like to say that he just brings that straight back to the Dragons. Jaden Stewart.
Yeah,
How good
played.
was Ben Hunt?
He's so good.
Yeah, he only played a half, I think, didn't he?
Yeah,
Roughly.
like the first sort of quarter of the match, come back for the last quarter and scored a try in both.
Brilliant.
He's great.
Custom built for Origin.
Yep. And for a tiny little nugget too. He's tough.
Yeah, tough.
I am tipping the Dragons. Purely have some Ben Hunt love tonight, I think. Tigers to go 9
Yeah,
straight.
I'll go Dragons as well, I guess.
Yeah, I'm definitely going Dragons.
3 tomorrow. First one, Titans. They are at home to the Rabbitohs. 14th v 17th. $1.80 against 2.05. Sports bet. Titans favourites for that one. And I think...
Why are the Titans favourites in that one? When the Rabbitohs, they didn't have anyone playing. I haven't looked at the team list. What's the go there? I mean, who the hell are the Titans? They're going to have...
Isn't that thing in the paper today, or is that gone?
That was yesterday's, wasn't it? They're going to have Mo Fodawaker backing up.
What are we looking at here? $1.80 Titans, Rabbitohs $2.
Their backlines, I mean, they're missing a couple of the Titans, whereas over the Rabbitohs, they've got Latrell Mitchell, Alex Johnson, Tane Milne, Richie Kenner, Jacob Gagai, Jack Whiten and Cody Walker as the halves combo. So
David Mawali, Sean Kepi, Damien Cook up front, then Cam, Arrow, and Kalamatangi.
yes, they're putting out a strong...
Tom Burgess, Tallis Duncan, Havili, and Mamazelis. I'm taking the Rabbitohs. Those fuckers have just they ruined me this year. I backed them every week. I've been going,
and
every week I've been going. Oh, they'll come good. They'll come good. Then
guess who's playing for Origin?
Who?
An
Latrell.
Origin spot. Latrell, did you mention him?
Do you reckon he'll come? Yeah, exactly.
He's got two performances to prove himself.
Just filling that swally.
Latrell, I reckon Latrell will play the best game of the year. I'm going Rabbits. You're right.
I'm saying the Titans have been hit or miss. Oh, they have been playing pretty good football lately.
Yeah.
Fafita, will he play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll play?
Yeah, he's playing. He's definitely playing. They've got a good forward pack, actually. They've got Fodawaker.
I'm going Rabbits.
I'm going the Rabbits too. They'll lose now. Everyone back the Titans. Every time I back the Rabbits, they go shit. They're bottom of the table for a reason.
It's cultural problems. No, don't mean that, no.
I'll stick with it. I'll just keep it interesting on the pod. I'll stick with the Titans,
Okay.
actually.
Well, the
But with-
Titans are favourites. $1.80, 205.
with no confidence.
This next game's nuts.
Now talk to me about this game,
Because-
Luttsy.
I mean,
Why have the bookies got the Cowboys at $1.67?
Well, because 6 of their players were outstanding in the biggest showcase event of the year, State of Origin, but then they go back to Clubland and they're dead donkeys.
Oh, they've got to start doing something, I know.
But they haven't even named Val Holmes.
This is the unknown of this. How many of their players are coming back?
Well, how many are coming back? This is their forward pack. So who do they have? They
Well,
had
they still
6
haven't-
players, didn't they?
Yeah, they still haven't got Tommy Dearden. He's got Jake Clifford in at 5'8",
Yeah, they
alongside Chad Townsend.
Okay, so there's no Tom Dearden. There's no Val Holmes.
I think they're super vulnerable.
Murray Tuolungi.
Is Tuolungi playing?
No, he's still listed outside the top 17.
Tuolungi's not playing. Reece Robson's not playing.
Nanai, Cotter. This is just on NRL.com. I mean, the Cowboys, by the time you're listening to this, might have updated some stuff. But at this stage, none of them are listed in to play. But are still $1.67 favourites against $2.21 for the Warriors.
I'm going to get Warriors here, I think. I just feel like they've had a good freshen up.
And they had the bye last week,
Yeah, exactly.
the Warriors as
Yeah.
well.
I'm taking the Warriors too.
They've won the last 2 as well.
And I know what you're saying. You're sitting there now listening to this going, oh, Ash and Luttsy, you're crazy. You're taking all the outsiders. But maybe we are a little crazy.
Maybe a little crazy is a good thing in
Yeah.
this crazy world we live in. And plus, after last week, come on. What is crazy anymore? You're crazy if you got 4 last week.
Yeah.
Ray Hadley.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I think I might go Warriors as well. I might be changing if they start naming some people. I might be changing that. The nighttime game, primetime game, 5th v 2nd. Finally got a clash at the top. The Broncos up against the Sharkies.
What did Kevy say this morning? So Reece is out.
Yep.
But is everyone else going to play?
Otherwise, yeah, he'd named everybody to come back.
Yeah.
They had 5 reps, 4 on the Queensland side, and then Payne Haas for the Blues, and they're all named to back up tomorrow night.
It's kind of like the equivalent of how big's your schlong, isn't it? The ability to back up. It's like a bit of a cock off to show that you're a true Origin player when you back it up.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, you played Origin, but can you back it up? Can you do it again?
And
at club level?
Ezra's been spending the last week and a half in the Queensland side. Doesn't get on the field. He gets out there tomorrow night. He'll
be
horned up.
Rip someone apart tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm going Bronx here.
Very strongly going the Broncos tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Unsurprisingly.
$1.62 too.
Yeah. Sunday afternoon.
Did the Sharks have anyone in Origin?
Well,
Nico.
Depending on how you look at Nico's form. I know Buzz, 20 minutes into the game the other night, he's looking at me and he goes,
on the field somewhere.
And he goes, at least Mitch Moses will be back for game 2. And I'm like, we're 20 minutes into the first game. Give him a chance. Although I did see I think it was Insta the next day, and it was a screenshot of a fake text message back and forth. And one was like, are you coming over? And the reply was a picture of Nico Hines in a Blues jersey. He said, what's that? It's just Nico Hines. He goes, it means I'm not showing up. I was like, oh, that's rough. The poor bloke, 2 games in. And we'll see. I mean, I'm loving it, obviously.
Rough.
Melbourne Storm and Newcastle. This is the most solid sort of favourite of the week. $1.21 against Newcastle at $4.45.
Who knows, but how can you not pick Melbourne?
Got to pick Melbourne.
Newcastle last week, I backed them against the Bulldogs. I could have taken either one, but I'm at Newcastle at home, and I turn it on, 5-6 minutes in, Newcastle have kicked a penalty goal to kick off the scoring. And I'm like, I hate that more than most things in rugby league, where so early in the game, you take 2 points to start it off. And what they lose? 32-2.
Yeah, they did too.
What a great decision that was.
They did too.
In front of your home fans.
Yep. I was on them too last week.
Yep.
So them this week, I'm going for Melbourne.
I got Melbourne Storm very strongly. And then the final, not the final one. We've got Monday footy this week,
There's
guys.
a heap on.
Penrith and Manly.
This is a tricky one as well. They got Panthers at bloody $1.30 something and Manly at $3, but 3rd versus 7th. I mean, Penrith coming off a last start loss.
Yep.
Manly had a win last start. I mean, it's hard not to pick Penrith, but
Especially out at Penrith.
Yeah.
surely
Well, they
won
lost
that
at
game.
home. That was where they lost last week, right? They were at home last week when they
Yeah.
did lose. Yeah. Who was that to last week? Against the Dragons. Yeah. I mean, they had a whole heap of
come
people
on.
out, but who knows what's going to
Still.
happen. And then Daly's back.
All
up.
we
Daly
ever
had a-
hear about is the Penrith system. Next
Yes.
man up.
Yeah.
Next
They
man
can
up
beat anybody with
mentality.
anybody.
Pull a kid from under 14s,
The
he knows
great
every
master
move.
coach Ivan Cleary could bring in anyone.
They
Yeah,
get
bring in the halfback from the under 14s down
Cheerleader.
there. Yeah,
It's just how
Yeah,
good
the
we are at
Cheerleader
it.
could do a job off the
Cynthia.
bench for 15.
Cynthia,
Yeah.
play the right edge
Yeah.
for 20 minutes. She'll be fine. They all know the system.
Just do your job.
system.
Yeah.
And then they lose against a Ben Huntless Dragons. They go, well, I mean, look at all the players we got out.
Yeah.
What do you expect us to do? I'm like, the thing that you tell us that you can
Penrith,
do.
there's a system.
Peanuts.
Cynthia, we need a getaway driver. We're about to rob this bank. Yeah, no worries. Cynthia's in. She can do it. It's the system. The Penrith
We're
system.
taking down the Krispy Kreme again.
We're going to rob the Krispy Kreme, Cynthia. Can you jump in?
They've just repaired the broken glass. We're going again.
We know it's you, Cynthia. You did a cartwheel through the drive-through. I was playing the right edge that day. Oh, yeah, she's got a... You're right. She's
So confused.
She's got a... What do you call it? Alibi. Yeah, well, having said that, I'm tipping Manly. I mean Penrith.
Penrith as well. Final game of the round. The Bulldogs in 9th, up against Parramatta in 15th, but they had a good win last week. Moses, Gutho, King Gutho.
King Gutho.
In King Gutho we trust.
Oh, long live the king.
I got no idea in this one. I'm not looking at start list, which is...
Jermaine named to back up from his Origin debut as
right,
well,
okay.
so back at lock there. I don't know. This would be,
God, they're starting to look like on paper, a really good team, Parramatta, again.
yeah, I wonder what they'd be like if they
Like the
didn't.
forward pack, the Regan Campbell-Gillard, Junior Paulo, Brendan Hands, he's actually been going good since they put him in there. Then Tuolagi and Bryce Cartwright in the second row, and Jermaine at lock. Oh, they got Sean Lane coming off the bench.
Yeah, I might have a crack at him, I think, this week.
I want the doggies to do well. I want the doggies to win this.
I'd rather the Dogs win, but I think I'll
Same
be
here.
tipping the Eels.
And they've traditionally, over the
I'm going to
Bulldogs,
take the dogs. I'm taking the doggies.
they've won their last three. Parramatta's won their last three against the Doggies too. They like beating them.
Yeah, but the Dogs have been shit. Like, they've kind of turned this. You know, I'm starting to believe. Where are the Dogs on the ladder?
Ninth, sorry. Yeah.
Where are the Eels?
15th.
Yeah, that's a tough one, this one.
I'm going Para.
You going Para? Yeah. Para be favourite, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Are they favourites? Yeah.
They are.
$1.70-ish, $1.73 on what I'm looking at.
No, okay. It's a week of upsets for me, or the outsiders, not so much upsets.
It can't get any worse, can it, after last week?
I'm going to go the Doggies.
Roosters, Raiders, and Dolphins
Oh, my God.
on the bye.
Oh, I thought,
Yeah,
I
no,
thought
we're
you were
going
saying
another
there's
one.
more games.
Nah,
And
that's it.
that's Monday. So why is there Monday night football this week? Is it
There was
Monday
no,
night
there was
or
no
is it?
Thursday night football.
But it
No,
must
no,
be.
but that Monday's a 4 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah.
Is
So I
it
don't
a
know whether-
holiday in New South Wales?
I think so. I don't know which one, but yes.
Hang on. We've come this far. Just let me check my diary when I have a look.
The 10th of June.
It's King's birthday in New South Wales.
Of course it is. The one that we pushed back to the day after the grand final.
Ah, right.
So is it a public is the Monday after the grand final in Sydney a public holiday?
Mustn't be.
Or is it just for Queensland?
Just for us. Unless they've moved a different one. But yeah, where they celebrate King's birthday. Our King's birthday is the first Monday in October.
Long live the king, may we say.
Absolutely. King Gutho.
Shout out Charlie.
King Gutho, yeah.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie O'Neill podcast is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.